Go live.
We fire off that tweet.
It's showtime.
All right. What up? Welcome to Blue Jays Today, friends and family. Don't think there's any family in there.
Maybe my mom will come later.
Yeah, maybe she will, bro. Welcome back to another mock draft with you boys. My name is Nick.
My name is Adam.
Yeah, and today we are mock drafting. We're having a very chill mock draft. We're coming off of the Blue Jays' first spring training game. It was a good one today. We picked up a dub, and we got our boy Dylan Prue in here today. He is part of the team. He's been tweeting out for us. Dylan, how's it going, buddy?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Dylan is one of our high school friends back in Caledon, where we all went to high school together. If anyone knows Caledon from the GTA region.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, Dylan, where have you been and what have you been doing?
Well, I did leave the GTA. You guys know I'm up in Ottawa right now. Graduated university. Did my degree in journalism, so appreciate finally doing some work in the field with you guys.
Great. Yeah. That's really good for you, Dylan. So you got to put that journalist stuff to good use and start writing articles on the Jays.
That's the plan, man. I gotta
hopefully articles about us making and winning the World Series.
Ooh. I mean, that's the plan, right?
That is always the plan.
It's written into stone. Just want to say hello to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Morgan, welcome back, man. Hello, Fred. What's going on? Colin, always good to see you. Welcome to the live.
How's it going, boys? Okay, so let's show them we're already in a mock draft already, guys. As you can see on the stream. Where we wanted to set it up so there's like 10 minutes before it mocks. So if you guys want to hop in with us, then feel the most free. What's it called? Caught looking. Yeah, caught looking. If you're caught looking for a mock draft, go to caught looking. Dylan, have you done one yet? Have you done a mock draft?
I have not this year. I've been doing some research. Feeling decent, but no mock drafts.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're about to
take advantage of you.
I guess with our imaginary team.
This is what the mock drafts are for, right? You gotta take a couple L's in the beginning just so you can practice for the real thing.
Yeah. You go through it, and like there's a couple times you go through, and it's like, I didn't realize that this guy was available later. I probably should have not taken like this kind of pitcher when I could have had him much later instead. Maybe grab some other position of need.
Yeah, no, they are super important, man, for ironing out the kinks. Kyle, we are using Yahoo Fantasy Sports.
What's up, Kyle? Welcome.
Mm-hmm. So
good game today.
Yeah, big game. So if you want to hop in with us, Kyle, then feel free. Yo, Dylan, dude. So you watched the whole game today, yeah?
Yeah, I watched the entire thing.
Bro, tell me, do you feel like the balls are a little bit deadened? Like, are we imagining things, or were there a couple things that left the bat that looked like they could be gone?
I thought Aaron Judge crushed one today.
I thought he crushed.
I thought so too.
It sounded like I was like, okay, that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was worried because I had bet Jay's money line, but fortunately, it's a dead end ball, and dropped a couple feet short on the warning track. But I don't imagining anything.
Maybe it's my eyeballs and ears not being used to seeing baseball, and maybe the field. I'm not too sure, and obviously I'm not familiar because some stadiums, when you see a batter pull a ball to a certain part of the field, or you hear a certain sound off a bat, it's gone.
Yeah,
especially Rogers Center and especially Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that could have been a factor, but I did feel like there was a few balls. I don't know if the wind was blowing in either. Didn't see any flags, so I'm not sure about that. But it did feel like some balls were dying. Tristan, yes, balls are reverse juice. They were anti-juice.
Yeah,
actually took them out, took the roids out of them.
Man, if you would have paused the stream right after that one hit from Vladdy, it wasn't a hit. We ended up flying out. But if you would have paused the stream right as his barrel of the bat made contact with the ball, I would have bet a lot of money that would have been a fucking home run.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot of money.
I thought you were going to talk about a reaction. My reaction was, right as it left. I was really excited to see.
I mean, I thought for sure. So, like that one and Judges to me, they kind of felt like could be a little bit reverse juiced if says Tristan. But I'm really hoping that was just the stadium or that was just the wind or something, because I don't want like the league leader in home runs this year to have 35 or some shit.
Yeah, it's pretty rare you see both of those guys make like full solid contact with the ball and it doesn't go out. So it's.
Sorry. I was gonna say, who knows, man? Who knows what it could be?
Hard to tell in a very shortened sample size, but there was a lot of good positive things from today, man. Rowdy was a bright spot. I really liked the way that he was approaching the plate.
Yeah, I love the way he attacks inside. He took that one, I believe it was some off-speed pitch inside, yanked it hard, one hopper over the fence down the right field line. That looked good. What did you think about that, Dylan?
Man, he looks really good. I really hope they find him enough at bats this season. I think he deserves more than a platoon role. Like, he really does. He looks good, and like, if he can continue what he was doing in parts of last season, he's going to be an important part of the team. Fuck
yeah, man. It's either him or Grichuk for that kind of bench role, I think. And I really do. I think that he's got more upside than Grichuk.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, you know what you're getting with Grichuk. He'll have his hot streaks or whatever, but he's never going to be that guy you can really feel great about in the box. Whenever I'm watching a game, like, is he probably going to strike out here or pop out? Maybe. He's good in the outfield, but I would say he's pretty replaceable, especially with a guy like Rowdy.
Yeah, I do like him off the bench, though. I mean, and plus you can play matchup games, and Rowdy provides that one left-handed bat in our lineup that we literally barely have. It's like Biggio and him. And I really can't think of him. I think that's it. I think that's it for the left-handed bats.
Yeah, we know.
Shivas, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, says it was the win, boys.
I hope so, man. Yeah, very easily could have been.
That looked like a win situation. Because I don't. Please don't deaden the balls. They are
right.
Rowdy's an underrated beast because he's washed. Oh, Grichuk.
Yeah, no, I mean, Grichuk's ceiling is what you said, Dylan. Like, we're going to get like 2 weeks of like 350, 400 average with a lot of pop. And then it's just going to be like a plethora of Ks, and ending innings with runners in scoring position. I've always been a fan of Grichuk, like, or as far as like, I wanted the best for him, and I'm happy that we had him when we had him. But he really is a 245 hitter, and that's that, So I would like to see Rowdy. Like, I think that Rowdy, I'm not saying that he is going to be elite or anything. I feel like what he did last year is probably out of his ballpark as far as a full 162 goes. But could this guy mash for like 260 and give us like 30 plus homers? I think so.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I mean, like, this is how I think about it. Like, pitchers are more scared of Rowdy. Like, I don't think they'd ever intentionally walk someone like Grichuk, but Rowdy's a guy that, like, he puts a little fear in them sometimes. If he's hot, you don't want to pitch to Rowdy.
That is true.
And I think what's going to work really well for Rowdy this year, especially if he plays a lot of games this year, is pitchers, like, a lot of people don't even know, like, about Rowdy Tellez, because we haven't seen a full Rowdy Tellez. You can look at his his minor league numbers, you can look at his savant, but a lot of pitchers are going to challenge Rowdy. He did well last year, but they're not going to give him as much respect like they give like Bryce Harper. And someone who I saw a lot of respect given to was Bo Bichette.
A lot of respect.
They were not coming after Bo.
Yeah, they were pitching away from Bo Bichette.
Even getting close.
Yeah,
to him.
And what I liked about Bo's approach today a lot was that he wasn't forcing the agenda and going after those. Because I've seen him before, like, he's so fucking talented. He will, like, chase those pitches. And oftentimes, like, he'll make hits where he's got like one leg in the air and like he's like reaching out across the plate, and somehow that still ends up being a hit. But I'm really happy that he didn't force it. He took his walks, and I really liked it, man.
Yeah, he had some nice long at bats, and eventually they're going to pitch to him. Like, they're not going to keep walking him every game. So
they can't walk him forever, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, Cahal Madigan just asked us thoughts on the Travis Bergen signing. What do you think, Dylan?
I mean, I think it was Kyle who said it on Twitter. He said we definitely won the Robbie Ray trade because that's who we traded Robbie Ray, or we got Robbie Ray for Bergen.
Yeah.
It's free.
We got Bergen for cash considerations today.
Yeah.
So that's a win in my book. I mean, pitching depth is always great to have, so I like it.
Can't imagine that we spent too much money on him anyways, so
exactly.
I'll take an additional pitcher for sure.
Absolutely.
So we are currently a minute out, Dylan, from this mock draft.
Who do we got in here? So
yeah, who do we have here?
People I'm recognizing. We got Tristan. Obviously, we got you, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else in the chat that is?
Let us know if you guys are in the Yahoo mock draft with us.
Yeah.
And we will shout you out as it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from this second spot, Adam,
yeah,
we're probably going to be taking one of the top outfielders, I'd imagine. There's a couple people that I have in mind. Like, I think that if Acuna is there, I think that Acuna is a must grab. I like Betz a lot. I like Soto a lot. And Trout is never a bad option. Then you also have Tatis too. So I mean, we're gonna get a stud.
Yeah, and I think for me personally, I don't want to overthink it at this spot. I'm gonna grab Betz. I mean, we're both doing this together, but for me, I would just grab Betz. Don't overthink it. He's a stud. He's great every year. Trout's being pushed down, and I usually like Trout, and he's always up there for me. But this year feels like a different year where Mookie Betts was on another level last year. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking?
I mean, I would probably, if this was my draft, I'd take Juan Soto here, but I don't mind taking Mookie Betts either. I think that like Betts is for sure. Like, he's great. I do like I feel like Juan Soto has more potential for RBIs than Mookie Betts, considering Betts typically leads off on that Dodgers lineup. But again, like he was dominant last year on what will be an awesome team again. So I don't mind grabbing Betts if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah, I like Betts. He's just solid.
Mm-hmm.
He's just solid. You literally cannot go wrong with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go wrong with any of these top five, really.
Take Soto over Betts at 2 all day. Yeah, I could see that. Kyle goes Mookie. So I think that it's pretty split.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Dylan? Betzer or Juan Soto?
I think it depends, to be completely honest. I mean, like, to me, Betts just comes across as a safer, exactly what you're getting with Betts. He's going to give you, a great fantasy season. He'll probably end up top 5. Soto, again, a very solid guy. I feel like he has a little more upside in the sense that, like, he could explode this year and be an MVP and be the number 1 overall guy in fantasy, or he could be like the 8th or 9th guy in fantasy. So I would say there's a little more, up and down for him, whereas Betts is probably going to be a top 3 fantasy guy. Simple as that.
Right. Yeah. No, I do agree with you. I think that Juan Soto's ceiling might be the highest of anyone this year. I know I'm definitely, I think Adam too actually made a bet that he'll be MVP this season.
$3 and I win like, oh no, $3. No, I made a bet that that he would be MVP, and I win like 27 back or something.
Yeah, no, and I think that Juan Soto could definitely win MVP this year. He's pretty fucking elite. Who are you looking at in the 6th spot, Dylan?
Honestly, looking at my options, most likely I'm probably going to go with the pitching approach here.
Yeah.
I might try and lock down one of those elite guys like Cole or DeGrom. If I'm assuming I'll get at least one of them in that spot. So probably start with a strong pitcher, because I always think that there's more there's a better chance you're going to get a solid batter down the road, like in later rounds, versus like you might not get a good pitcher later on. So.
Yeah. Jake McDonald says Soto for points, or Roto or Betts for categories. I think that's true, Jake. I think that is true. I think that for if we're playing a points league, Juan Soto probably has more production numbers. If we're playing a category league, Mookie Betts probably is good with the steals and stuff.
Wow.
Okay, well, Acuna is still there,
case,
so we're gonna draft Ronald Acuna Jr.
Who went off the board first there?
Juan Soto.
It was Juan Soto.
Yeah, he took Juan Soto. I think that's fine. I really like Juan Soto quite a bit, but I'm super happy with Acuna. Okay, so who are you looking at here, Dylan?
For me, it's either going to be Cole or DeGrom here. I mean, both elite pitchers.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with either, bro. Exactly. Don't think you can go wrong with either.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with DeGrom in this spot. I do think he is just an insane talent. Not that Cole isn't, but DeGrom's insane, so I can't turn down DeGrom.
Yeah, pick him, bro. He is. I think it's a similar argument to Betts and to Juan Soto with Cole and DeGrom. I feel like DeGrom is super safe, but Cole's upside is once again, top pitcher in the league for sure.
Yeah, and that's the kind of route that I feel like I'm a very much like pick the safe guy always. Like the floor, pick the safe floor first kind of guy. So, like, for me, I really like DeGrom in that situation just because, back-to-back years of just incredible
dominance,
best pitcher in the league caliber stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you think is going to happen this year? I'd put money it's going to happen again.
Honestly. So now that you have one of these elite pitchers, love DeGrom, what are you looking at to grab in the second round, my guy?
So, most likely here, I usually like in the first 2 rounds. I usually like to, unless there's an obvious double up with like 2 hitters or 2 pitchers. Usually, like one pitcher, one batter, just to get that evenness in my lineup.
A stud on both sides.
Exactly, a safe stud where I know I can anchor my offense and I can anchor my pitching.
Absolutely.
Jesus. I just realized, I'm sorry to cut you off, man, but I'm just realizing that Darvish went in the first round, and Shane Bieber is still available right now.
Yeah, so I can't turn down Bieber here.
You have to take.
Yeah, I think that
you're getting 2 first rounders, 2 first round pitchers.
Yeah,
just like
that is If you end up with Jacob deGrom and Shane Bieber as your starting pitchers, you are set. And now what's great, Dylan, is you literally don't need to worry about pitching for like 6-7 more rounds, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
So now that we're coming up, Nick, what are we thinking about right here?
Well, we took a really elite bat in Ronald Acuna Jr. Great outfield. We know that we'll probably want to get a pitcher here in our first 2 things. So the question is, did we want to try going pitcher heavy here?
Well, or do we want to just go for the best player available right now?
Well, if I'm going on the best player available, oof.
Cody Bellinger's here.
We like Bellinger.
So we could grab either Aaron Nola or Giolito on the turnaround.
You know what? I think. Yeah, it's up to you. You want Bellinger?
Grab Bellinger. He's fallen to the second round. He's got first round upside.
Yeah.
He should bounce back this year.
Okay. So I definitely think that we should take a pitcher here for sure.
Giolito or Nola are good. Yeah. We're up again.
I personally have Giolito a little bit higher than Aaron Nola in my rankings this season.
Yeah. And then like after this, the starting pitching quality starts to go off just a little bit. I definitely want to grab some of this upper round goodness.
Yeah, we definitely want to have one elite for sure. Don't forget about Springer, says Cal Duffy. We could never forget about Springer, bro. He's a must draft outfielder for me.
Yeah, on our must draft outfielder list. Yeah, we presented him as a must because he's fallen off a little bit. He's even a little bit less than last year, which is shocking. He was like a early fourth rounder last year. For
real. All right, Dylan, who are you looking at now, man? Now that you have like the best pitching crew around,
yeah, literally the best.
There he goes, Bo Bichette. He was a guy I was definitely I definitely do want to go bat. It is hard to turn down Scherzer here in the third.
Jesus, if you that would be a fucking stack, bro.
It's either that or DJ, and yeah, it's a tough situation, but I think I'm gonna go DJ just to secure a really good bat.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's fair, man. Nothing wrong with picking DJ LeMahieu at all.
Yeah.
I thought he looked pretty good today in the game. Like I think he did end up getting a hit. But even, like I feel like he's just always putting up solid at bats every single time he steps up.
Yeah, he's a very solid, safe option. And like for me in fantasy drafts, I tend to go solid and safe in the early rounds. And it's in the later rounds that I like to take my upside shots on like younger guys.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, man. All right.
Who are you guys looking at here?
Yeah,
it's still a little bit ways away for us, but I think what we like doing in when we come back around is definitely grabbing another pitcher and like a batter. That's kind of typically our go-to strategy in terms of good available players.
To toss out some names here, Louis Castillo, if he makes it back to us, I think is a must grab for sure. We do like Corey Seager a fair bit. We like George Springer. He's around this area. Like Devers, if he's still available, or Rendon, if he's still available. Those guys are definitely picks that we like to target. But you're coming up in like 4 picks, man. Who's still on the board for Dylan?
Pardon?
Just checking out who's on the board here. Who do you have your eye on?
Honestly, in this spot, I'm really looking at Rendon. He's another really safe guy. He's going to produce. And he's got the third base spot, which is nice. I like saving like the outfield spots for later, just because there's so many outfielders.
I find I don't really understand why he's going this late. I think it's just a product of having like a subpar year for him, but it was still pretty good. And I think to get that guy in what is now the 4th round for you is just like great value.
Exactly. And I love value in fantasy drafts.
Oh,
scoop him up.
There you go.
There goes Louis Castillo. That's too bad. Definitely had my eye on him. But we do have some other guys around here pitching wise that are still solid for sure. So
where is our minute?
That's the guy. But we can wait on him for our second pick, I think.
There goes Seager.
Okay. Devers is still available. I do like Rafael Devers. Also, well, I'll be honest. I don't really want to grab another elite outfielder here.
But it's like they are good players.
They are good players.
So
the question is, would you rather have him or then try to scoop up that upside of Devers at third base?
I'd rather take the safe option with George Springer.
All right, let's take Springer then.
Yeah. I really like. I think he's gonna have an amazing year in Toronto. And now we got to grab our second good starting pitcher, Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah, love Brandon Woodruff. Definitely love Brandon Woodruff.
He's got really good peripherals, and he hasn't had he has had a full year, and they were amazing. I think he's really underrated, and he had a great year last year as well.
He was great.
Yeah, he was dominant last year. He was fucking dominant, and I just expect it to continue or even get better. So,
yes, we got Springer, boys. Repping Toronto.
Hometown guys.
Yeah, I think for sure something that we got to look at now is infield.
Yes.
Infield for sure.
We got some good sleep. We got not sleepers, but mid-round guys that we like to target for our infielders. If you've seen our infield video, those guys are coming up on the board. So, Dylan, who are you taking right now?
I wanted to ask your guys' opinion. What do you guys think of the catcher position?
I don't think you should pay up for JT if that's what you're going to ask.
I was going to say, do you guys view him as a similar like to tight end in football, for example, where Kelsey's just far and above and it's worth the premium?
I think that Kelsey can lead the league in receiving yards. I don't think that JT can lead the league in any of those stats. Like I think that Kelsey is a generational talent, and JT's great, but I wouldn't pay the price. Yeah, I think that you made the right choice there with going Rafael Devers. I definitely like him in the what is now the 5th round. So
yeah, it's a little, I think in the 5th round, if you can get him, that upside there is really nice.
Yeah, it's massive, bro. I feel like JT, like his stock has just continued to rise and rise and rise.
I would be waiting for another few catchers later on, just because, he's going to be good for you this year. Like, I had him on my team last year, and he was solid. Like, there's nothing to complain about. But yeah, there's just some other guys here that I'd rather have, and there's some later guys that can give you kind of JT potential numbers.
Yeah, I think it comes down to wins above replacement too. Like Travis Kelce, his wins above replacement is massive. Like, this guy had I think 100 more fantasy points than any other tight end last year. Yeah. Whereas I don't think you can say that about JT. Like, he's not a lock to finish number 1 catcher, whereas Travis Kelce is straight up a fucking lock.
Yeah, it's especially when you might not get a guy as good as JT in the later rounds, but as long as they can put up decent value, and considering if you get him 5 rounds later, it's always
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. And there he goes off the board. I mean, that's fair. That is definitely fair.
What are you thinking now, Dylan, as your picks up right now?
Most likely, depending on the stats for this league, obviously, whether or not closers are worth a lot, I'd probably be looking at Hendricks.
Right. Yep.
But what I might do is I think Alonso has a bounce back year because he wasn't great last year, but he definitely came around at the end. But I think I'm going to go with Big Petey. See if he can get me some home runs.
Alonso.
Yeah, I think that Pete is going to bounce back for sure, man. I feel like just that Mets lineup has that winning mentality, and it's good to be a part of that.
Yeah, and from what I saw, it's actually I guess similar to Vladdy, he lost a bunch of weight over the offseason, so he's looking good.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what led to his big year last year was he trimmed out a lot.
Yeah.
And now, he's feeling even better coming into this season, he said. Damn it. So, yeah, people are sniping us left, right, and center.
What are you thinking, Nick, here? Because right now we're looking for infielders. Still got Josh Hader on the board, but I'm not really looking at him this early.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that the guy that we have queued up is the way to go. However, I will say, let's draft him.
Yeah.
We're going to take Brandon Lau here. But I will say if Steven Strasburg is confirmed healthy, then that would be the guy that I would want there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back up again. Quick turnaround. Might be time to make a bit of a reach. I do like Suarez a lot here, but is there anyone else here?
I like Suarez. I
do like Suarez.
I'm good with reaching for Suarez.
Let's take Suarez.
Especially in a points league, if he can put up those home run numbers, obviously if you can hit 42 bombs as they're predicting with a 239 average, you're fine.
Yeah,
and he'll be slotted in there as long as he's healthy as your third baseman all year.
Dylan, did you know that Suarez hit 15 home runs last year and batted .202?
I actually didn't. I really didn't, but I do. If I'm not wrong, I think I remember seeing him on waivers at the end of the season, so it makes sense.
Really? I mean, I'm trying to say though that this guy can straight up bat 200 and still hit massive home runs. I've liked that a lot. So if he can bounce back in the average,
I think in a full season he can easily even that out. So many big power slugger hitters, you see barely get any. The average is tiny.
Yeah,
over 2 months, but they always come back around, man. That's why we have to see a full season.
Yeah, it's really tough to put any stock in just 60 games. I mean, the guy I'm going to take here, who I'm looking at, is someone who struggled last season, but before last year, he was a second-round pick in fantasy drafts, and that is Mr. Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber Torres.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he got a hit today, didn't he?
I believe so, yep. I know.
Yeah, he had a rough first at bat. I think he struck out on 3 pitches, but then his second at bat, he kind of turned it around and put the barrel to the baseball and got on base. So, no, I like Gleyber. He should bat in the heart of a very nice Yankees lineup. So there's always upside there.
Yeah, lots of RBI potential. Hopefully.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, there's that guy.
Up, but no one take him.
Yeah,
I feel everyone's gonna jump all over.
Nobody scoop our guys if you're watching our screen right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so who else is going off the board? One guy that we haven't talked about a lot is Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah.
I kind of like him, man, but what is does anyone know the injury that's got a day-to-day next to him? I'm gonna look that up actually.
Yeah, look it up. because he does provide some good upside. Like last year, he was going in the 4th round. So I mean, like his 2019 when he did make his debut was unreal.
It's fucking insane.
It was one of the best debut years of all time. I know I heard it from Dan a lot. So he wouldn't stop telling me about how great it was. Like, Dan's a guy in our fantasy league who picked him off the waivers and really carried his team in the second half.
Oh, now this is really interesting, guys.
Yeah.
They're not actually expecting Jordan to play outfield a whole lot. They are expecting him to be their first baseman.
Oh.
And that actually makes me a lot more interested, because if he can get that first base eligibility, I'm very interested in that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Luckily for us, we do have an elite first baseman right now.
Mm-hmm.
However, there was another guy that I think we queued up that I definitely want to target a bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, the one position that we have on our team that we're missing is a shortstop, but there are shortstops later, if I'm not mistaken, and all of our guys just left the board.
I wouldn't mind. So what's the pitching situation?
We have two starting pitching.
Lance Lynn. I don't love it. Honestly, Lourdes isn't bad here to
Lourdes
get
is not bad,
second
honestly.
base. Wouldn't mind grabbing him.
He could be very, very consistent and solid.
I'd say Lourdes or Max Muncy too. Lourdes.
Want to do it for the Blue Jays?
Yeah, let's draft Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
I really like Lourdes. If he can actually bat.
We're going to go again in a sec.
Oh, yeah. If he can actually bat in that top part of the lineup. I think we got to reach here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind grabbing the pitcher here. Grabbing our third, making it Jose Barrios.
Yeah, he's going to eat innings and he's got upside still.
And he's not going to come back to us. So
and you know, we grab a third pitcher, so we really get some strength on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, we have some good upside on our bats already.
Yeah, I really like our outfield is freaking solid. Our infield's decent. We are missing a shortstop spot, but I'm sure we're gonna find someone to replace that later on.
Yeah, I think we should start. Let's start queuing up some shortstops. Actually,
let's do it.
Dylan, you're up now, man. Who do you got?
I am. Yeah, I think I'm also gonna reach because there's a guy here that I think he's going to have a bounce back year. He struggled last year, but he was a really good pitcher the year before. Paddock on the Padres.
Okay, yeah, Chris Paddock. Yeah, my one concern with him, I do like him. My one concern though is I don't know how many innings he's going to get, being like their fourth guy.
Yeah,
you know,
it's definitely a possibility, but I still like his upside. He's young, and this is where for me in these later rounds, like round 9, I like to take some shots.
Yeah. You know, it's like I would say that if San Diego, like, because I think the innings that he will pitch, he will be very good. I do think he's a good pitcher. And if they were to suffer some sort of injury of some kind, you never want to wish on an injury, but if they did, he would definitely step in and eat up like a lot of innings, which would inevitably be pretty good for you. So
absolutely, and as a fourth pick, I don't mind him. Yeah,
good pick for sure, man. Okay. So I definitely there is one shortstop that I know I want to target.
Yeah. We are needing to look for shortstops now.
Yeah,
what was that shortstop?
It was Dansby Swanson, saying it out loud so everyone can snipe us on it. Definitely still interested in him, but it's hard to pass up the guy that we have up on the screen right now.
Paul Goldschmidt is going to be awesome.
I just really think that this would be the 10th round if he was still to fall to us.
Yeah,
and to put that guy in utility, man.
Oh my God, he's going to mash. And then that's what it comes down to sometimes. Like, obviously we want a good shortstop, but to grab someone like Paul Goldschmidt is you can't replace that at this
and I do know that this is a fantasy or a mock draft, so it's not for real. But if I was doing this and I grabbed Paul Goldschmidt, I'd look at our team and I'd say, hey, we got Paul Goldschmidt, we got Brandon Lowe, and we got Cody Bellinger here that all have first base eligibility. I can probably ship one of these guys off and trade them for a nice shortstop a little bit further in.
Yeah.
Did you just snake us, Dylan?
I see. That's the thing. I was
you fucker.
He was someone I was also.
You bastard.
Well, I didn't realize. I totally forgot you were up. But now we're up.
Okay.
There is one guy I really like.
Do like him a lot. So, okay. Are we thinking go him and then grab Swanson after that? Okay, so let's grab Will Smith then.
We haven't grabbed him in a while for a couple mock drafts. Will Smith is, like, if you've seen our video, incredible upside. And that's the catching spot that I would want to be waiting on this year.
Mm-hmm. These are really nice picks.
Yeah, no, I'm very high on Will Smith. I feel like realistically, like the sky is the limit for him, and if he gets his at bats, then we will be getting our home runs.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be really celebrating that 11th round pick, or I guess it'd be 10th round. We picked Dansby Swanson in the 11th round.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy. Gonna be, him and Albie's kind of flip flop for that top part of the lineup, and then sometimes they just go to the bottom. All depends on who's hot and who's cold. But either way, Dansby Swanson is gonna have lots of opportunities. To generate.
I'm not like super high on him, but I feel like there is a bit of a drop off after him. Yeah. Like I feel like he's kind of safer, and then. Like again, like I know that you queued up Carlos Correa, and I mean, I feel
stay healthy.
Exactly, it's just like really fuck. Like I don't know.
At this point, it's like like if he does stay healthy, we're laughing at this point.
If we already had a shortstop, then I'd be happy to grab Carlos Correa because then I feel like we're playing for that upside, know. But for the starting role. Hard to put somebody in there.
So Dylan, you got Stanton. Very nice pick at this.
Oh, I love Stanton, man. I love Stanton. I was actually just thinking we should be targeting Stanton next round if he's still on the board. I expect big things from him, Dylan.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, there's always the injury risk. Injuries are scary, but it's hard to turn down like a guy, that caliber of a player, even with injury. The 11th.
And who do you already have? Can we scroll up for a second? I just want to see who Dylan already has on his team. Okay, so he's actually your first outfielder, eh?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. But very nice still. Your infield is amazing.
Yeah, your infield is stacked, bro.
Very loaded there. I do have actually 3 first base, if I'm not mistaken. But like you were saying, Nick, you can always ship one off. Yeah.
And realistically, bro, this is what I love about Paul Goldschmidt is you picked him in the 10th round.
Yeah.
And I would be so confident with having that guy as my starting first baseman.
Absolutely.
And you can't say that about a lot of players that you're picking up in the 10th round. So definitely great selection there.
You don't have to drop them in the 10th round.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're queuing up a couple guys right now.
Who are you looking at? If you see anyone, let me know.
Scroll back up if you wouldn't mind. So that's the top, eh? I do like the guy that we have queued up at the top there. If he's still available, I think he'd be a great selection. Wouldn't mind grabbing our first relief pitcher. We're queuing up a couple of those. Definitely want that guy queued up.
Him. I like him. We got a lot of guys down here that we've been looking at that we really like. Why not?
Why not? I do like Gio Urshela too. It's just it comes down to like how many at bats, where is he going to play and stuff. But
all right, Dylan, you're up, man. What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to go with Dylan Bundy here. I really like him.
Yeah, you know us too well, man. He was the guy I wanted there. I feel like he has potential to be a league-winning pitcher down here. Whereas you can't say that about a lot of the other pitchers that are left on the board. I feel like there's a big drop-off now.
Now that we're coming up, now it's starting to get into reach territory where we just kind of want to avoid some guys. Obviously we want to check back and make sure no one's falling too far. There is Anthony Rizzo, but we don't really need Anthony Rizzo. I'm looking for someone like Kenley Jansen in this part.
I'm very happy to select Kenley Jansen here. I feel like he's money for. I think that's a great projection for him. Actually, what they have him doing: 35 saves, 66 innings. I think that's very realistic, and to have that as your first closer, super happy about it.
Absolutely. Is there anyone else?
Ooh, I do love go up. He's on our must draft. Mike Yastrzemski.
Okay.
I think I'd be super happy to grab this guy right now, man.
Tell us about Mike Nicholas.
He was in our must drafts, and it's really interesting to look at because he's had about a season's worth of at bats in his career so far, and it's been like really dominant, dude. It's been about the same level as like a Bo Bichette has been. And I feel like you're, getting this guy in. Where did we draft this guy? 13th round. A guy that has league-winning upside down here. And if San Francisco wants to score runs, it's going to be through this guy. So, Dylan, you're coming up, dude. Who does your team need?
I think I'm going to go with relief pitching here, just because I'm having those 2 spots to fill still.
Taylor Rogers?
Pardon?
It's Taylor Rogers?
I'm actually looking at Kirby Yates here. I really think he has a bounce back.
All right. I like that.
I like it, dude. I like the dedication to Toronto.
Guys from Toronto, right?
Yeah, and realistically, man, like Kirby Yates is pretty fucking solid.
Oh yeah, I mean, he obviously struggled last year with injuries, but the year before that, he was lights out, and there was a good reason he was a top 3 closer coming into last year's fantasy drafts, right? So
yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. So let's take a look at Dylan's team, actually. I just want to take a look at it and see how he is doing. So DJ at first, Gleyber at second, repping the Yankees. Damn, you got 3 Yankees. Yeah, I mean, hard to go wrong, right? Rendon at third, very nice. Devers in the utility spot. Holy shit. Alonso in the utility spot. Goldschmidt on the bench. Oh my God.
We gotta do some moving. Gotta move some guys around there, Dylan. You gotta sell one of these guys.
Gotta move somebody.
Yeah, also, Gleyber can play my shortstop because I don't have a shortstop yet.
That is true.
Move DJ down to second, and then boom, Goldschmidt.
And you're pitching. Oh my God.
Pitching's amazing.
That's incredible, man. That's the perfect mix of floor and ceiling. Really good. I love your pitching there.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I kind of wish this was a real team.
Yeah, no, I really like your team a lot too, dude. I think it is solid.
You are almost up, Dylan.
I am. I think I have to be a catcher here because I'm really worried about getting into that range of catchers where you don't know if they're going to play a full 100.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you wanna try to scoop up somebody who actually fucking plays.
Just noticed that Grandal just left.
It's going to be my pick there, so I might end up waiting a little longer on catcher.
Okay, fair enough.
The guys.
Yeah.
We go back to the players, please. Is Travis d'Arnaud still on the board?
He is actually.
I would say if you can scoop him up your next round, Dylan, I do like Travis d'Arnaud for some sneaky upside.
Yeah. Starting Atlanta Braves catcher.
Yeah, I mean, like I do think there is a drop off between him and some of the other guys, but I feel like at least he has upside. Whereas after him, I think there's a pretty steep decline.
Definitely.
So I think we should, because right now our bats are really solid. There is one guy here that is one of our. He just left the board. Patrick Corbin.
Fuck! I really wanted to grab Patrick Corbin right there.
So now what are we thinking?
I don't want Joe Musgrove. Oh,
there is Mountcastle upside.
Honestly, wouldn't mind reaching for a Rhys Hoskins here. Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Right, and let's take a look at some of these starting pitchers. Can we just put up the pitchers for a sec?
Yeah, we got to grab something.
Yeah, I think so. So we got David Price queued up, like it.
There's some guys we can grab a bit later.
Marquez, McKenzie,
but it is coming to that point.
Yeah.
Where we should probably start
also, too,
grabbing.
let's not forget, is James Paxton still on the board and available?
I think he's much later.
Okay, well, let's definitely keep him in mind for a late round selection for sure.
What are you thinking right now? We can pick him now. It's reach territory.
Yeah, I am down to pick maybe one more bat because I feel like there is a bit of a
Eddie Rosario is falling
difference.
pretty late.
I do kind of like Eddie Rosario.
Yeah, he's falling pretty late. He's a solid bat. He's hit 30 home runs plus like 2 years ago, and he hit 13 last year.
Grab him.
Let's do it.
Fuck it. Yeah, our outfield is stacked, but
I mean, we can do some rearranging. Like Eddie Rosario's coming off our bench right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have a solid lineup. I really love our lineup.
Yeah, no, the lineup is definitely elite. Now we gotta solidify those pitchers. I
think we got good 1-2 pitchers, and Barrios a nice solid 3. And now from here on out, it's upside.
Gotta reach for that upside.
Let's do that from here on out. All right, Dylan, what do we got for you coming up?
Swing back around to catchers, but slim pickings at this point.
Yeah. D'Arnaud left.
D'Arnaud did leave.
I know Gary Sanchez was awful. He was absolutely garbage, but he is still has upside and has been successful in the league before.
Do we know for sure though that is he going to be the guy on Yankees?
From my understanding, yes. I don't think. I believe they do have a backup catcher who was decent last year, but I don't see him ever fully replacing him there. So shot on Sanchez. I might have to drop him eventually for someone else, but he could exceed his draft spot here.
That's true.
Why not take it? I know Higashioka. I don't know how to pronounce his name. They call him Higgy, nickname in New York. He was really good last year, and he was doing better than Sanchez, so that he got most of the playing time last year. So it's gonna be a split battle, but if you win, you're doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. If you're winning, Sanchez is doing really well.
Yeah. Wow, I just realized, Dylan, you straight up have 4 Yankee bats. And you call yourself a Blue Jays fan?
Man, I really hate to say I have 4 Yankees, but I mean, it's supposed to be a great offense, so it's,
Yeah, it's true. It's hard to bet against them. Another guy that you passed up there that I do really like, and somebody to keep in mind for later, is Christian Vasquez at the catcher spot. I think that he's got some upside and was pretty good last year. Maybe not Gary Sanchez upside, but still could be a good reliable guy.
Should be safer than Sanchez too, which might be more true.
Yeah, he is definitely safer than Sanchez, I think. So Dylan's back up again.
What are we thinking, Dylan?
I'm gonna go with a guy that I really liked last year. Frankie Reyes. He hits bombs for Cleveland, and he really came on at the end of last season. Struggled.
We like Reyes too.
Pardon?
I said we like him a lot too, man. We were looking at some of his saber metrics, some of his advanced expected numbers. There's a lot of stuff to be hype about surrounding Frankie Reyes for sure.
He's a guy who could absolutely lead the league in home runs, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are we thinking, Nick? Are we thinking we're going to reach for some of these starting pitchers?
I think it's time, dude. I think we got our bats are so elite. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I do like Price. I do like I really like Kluber, man. I feel like Kluber's got to be a must grab for us.
I think we should definitely grab that upside with Kluber.
And the way that they were talking about him, fuck it, just take him.
The way they were talking about him in spring training is really nice.
Yeah, they're saying that he could definitely be a guy. And then honestly, I like Marquez here. Yeah. I think that the strikeout upside and just the sheer volume that he's gonna get,
it's gonna be really good.
And like pray to God, just cross your fingers, he gets shipped to another team, and then we're laughing.
Yeah, he's a really solid guy, and get him out of Coors Field, and he's great.
Oh yeah,
man.
And now I think with those 2 picks, our pitchers are looking a lot better because we got that upside coming in the 4th and 5th spots of our pitchers, and our lineup is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty dominant.
The one downside I think is definitely shortstop. So grabbing a bench shortstop guy wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind looking at and seeing if there's any guys that have upside at shortstop eligibility. I know that you like Cronenworth a decent amount. Jorge Polanco is somebody that I have in mind. Paul DeYoung isn't bad, but I'm not like high on that guy or anything.
Is he going to get playing time this year?
I don't know, man. Like how would he get? Like he's got to be their bench bat. Look at that eligibility.
He starts for them, but
really?
Yeah. Well, the only thing is Gavin Lux is going to come and take some of his time away.
That's true. That is true. Wander Franco. That's a pick. Yo, he's a little bit further down. You know about Wander Franco, Dylan?
I do, yeah. Number 1 overall prospect, and he was saying, I think the other day, that he wants to play. He's ready to play.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that I'd be looking at for the waivers or something.
Yeah, or even because he's an NA, you can put him on the NA spot.
That's
right
true.
Away.
Pick him up like in that 22nd round,
right near the round, and then just grab someone off waivers who didn't get drafted.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, might be
the upside there is going to be huge.
Dylan's YouTube channel is Blue Jays Today.
Dylan is part of the Blue Jays Today team, running our Twitter, making fire stuff. Maybe one day he'll come on and become like a Blue Jays Today office one day.
Who knows? Yeah, it could be in the future.
Like Barstool Sports.
Could be our betting guy, like kind of it's like a weatherman, but for betting.
Yeah, and now to Dylan with today's bets.
Exactly.
I can absolutely help with some bets.
Granted, we need to win our bets, Dylan, if we were supposed to be preaching them, which we haven't been doing lately.
That's okay. I did bet on the Jays today, so that's a win there.
Us too.
Yep,
I was sweating a little though when Vegas Pat came in and started dishing up juicy off-speed shit right down the middle.
Yeah, he was just serving them right up. It was.
Oh yeah.
Let's be real. We could all hit those out of the park. They were garbage pitches.
Okay, we're up. Do we want to grab Jake Cornerworth as one of my sleeper guys as a shortstop backup?
Well, you know what? It is the 18th round, so I'm fine to grab him.
Let me grab maybe one more starting pitching after that.
Let's take him, and then
we actually do need a relief pitcher. Just realized.
Okay, so go back to players then, and let's see who's on the board. These relief pitchers. Will Smith, isn't he? He's their guy, right? Is he gonna be the guy?
I
think he is their guy.
Which team is this, sir?
Atlanta. I think he is their relief pitcher, man. I mean, I feel like everybody else isn't even a starting relief pitcher. So
NA right now.
Let's grab Will Smith.
Yeah, let's grab Will Smith. There's not much going on over here. Matt Barnes, he's supposed to be the closer for. I think when did Robbie say that Matt Barnes is going to start for them or closer?
I don't remember. I feel like he said that it's a bit of a tryout right now because like that guy like Matt. Oh, Jordan Hicks actually totally forgot about Jordan Hicks. Kind of like Jordan.
I like
Hicks.
Jordan Hicks for St. Louis.
So Dylan is your wingman. Kinda.
Yeah.
Helping out with the channel.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man. Dylan's part of the boys. Out here in Blue Jays today.
Dylan's been the DD for a while, bro.
Yeah, Dylan was used to drive us to high school parties, and it was good time when we were back in Caledon.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Speaking of Dylan, I think in this spot I really like Dylan Cease on the White Sox.
I like me some Dylan Cease.
Yeah, actually, that's a good pick, Dylan. Your team is looking really nice, man. And you grabbed Ian Happ. Hey, you're listening to our fucking videos, man. You were listening to what we have to say.
Of course. You guys are the experts, right?
Sorry?
You guys are the experts, right? So I gotta
We are the experts, baby. We are the experts. Like Donaldson a lot here.
Yeah.
Like Mancini. Although we do have a lot of first basemen and outfield, so I don't know if we need him.
I remember looking at David Fletcher and thinking I did like his numbers.
I'll be honest, I haven't done a whole lot of research on David Fletcher, but I like the eligibility right there.
Yeah, eligibility plus, look what he did last year, plus his, upside. He's going to be batting next to Trout and Rendon this year.
What are pitchers? I know Rodriguez is there.
Right.
Pitchers.
One other. Come on. There we go. What are you thinking about, Dylan?
I don't know here. I think for me, I'll probably go with someone... Probably just honestly take upside shots at this point, whether it's
take some upside shots, dude. Take some upside shots.
That is the way to go, and I do like your team right now, Dylan.
Yeah, you got a solid foundation. Your pitching is fucking stacked.
Pitching solid, very solid.
Yeah, I love your pitching, and your relief pitching is great too. You have Kirby Yates and Taylor Rogers.
Excellent.
Really nice stuff. Really nice team that you built here. One thing I'd say is shortstop, but
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, our shortstop's not a whole lot better.
Yeah, let's look at our team. Again, the bats, really good in depth with the bats.
We are coming up, and we're still missing one pitcher.
So I think that's what we're
wouldn't mind grabbing Rodriguez. I do kind of like Eduardo Rodriguez.
Me too. Really like what Rodriguez did in 2019. I don't believe he played last year.
No.
And I think he can easily bounce back. He's got a chance to lead the Red Sox staff. And with that batting lineup, you're going to get some W's.
You're going to pick up some W's no matter what. So, yeah, let's take Rodriguez here.
Yeah.
And then for the next pick,
now we're full.
Right. We already have 2 bench bats. But I do like some of the I like Donaldson.
I really like Donaldson here at this spot.
I do like Donaldson here. So maybe we take Donaldson, and then it's we're shooting at pitchers now. We're just shooting pitchers for the rest of this thing.
It's crazy that Donaldson's going in the 21st round this year. That.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Dylan?
I mean, if you had told me that back in his MVP season, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah, literally.
But I think it's a steal. I mean, realistically, at that point, like you're gonna get production from him. He's still a really solid bat. If he stays healthy, then he's gonna exceed that draft spot.
Exactly, and that's the thing. If he's healthy, then he's gonna be great for you. If he's not, then get rid of him.
Exactly.
Or leave him on your IL, or you know what I mean. So just you're good.
I'm just out here queuing up some pictures.
Yeah, what's happening with Jake Odorizzi? Where is he?
No idea.
Is he going to sign anytime soon, buddy? Season started, or spring training started. What were you saying, Dylan?
I was just gonna say, like, he's probably ranked really low because he's not on a team, right?
Yeah, he's ranked super low, man.
Yeah.
I literally queued him up because I'm like, fuck it. You know, if he does sign, like, could be good. Vital. Could be good. Yeah, some solid people here for sure. Like this guy.
Montgomery.
And Caleb Smith for sure.
Yeah, we're just picking upside guys now for pitching at this point.
Yeah, yo, what do you guys think about Robbie Ray down here?
Maybe take a shot at him. Maybe maybe bounces back. What do you think, Dylan?
Really high Ks.
He does have high Ks, man. He does have high Ks. Like, what are his 68 Ks in 51.2 innings?
He's expected to get 198 in 148 innings.
And if you just completely ignore the 6.62 ERA he had last year, he's a great pitcher.
Oh my God! If he can pitch for a better ERA, that's awesome. Because if he can pitch for like a 4.5, that's like a Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yo, Dylan, they're projecting Robbie Ray right now 5.41 ERA.
What? Do you think that's high? Over or under? What are you thinking?
I'm going to be an optimist and say it's going to be under. I think it's going to be better than that.
I think so too. I mean, it can't be that high. It just cannot be.
Can't be that fucking high.
If he could be in the fours, I'd be completely happy with that. If like a low 4.
Oh, I'd be fucking ecstatic if he had a low 4, bro. That is a win and a half. Also, you got a fan, Dylan. Dylan fan. Over or odds that's Cahal or Ryan?
Very strong, probably.
Yeah, I'm
thinking Ryan. My money's on Ryan.
Money's on Ryan, eh? Well, we already saw Cahal in here, so I'm wondering if he came in and changed his name. There's a bit of an echo with Dylan, by the way, fellas. Oh, is there really?
Probably could be.
Sorry about that,
guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, turn down.
Turn him up a bit. Yeah, we can't hear him.
Say something, Dylan.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Huh.
We're coming up soon.
Did you take Michael Pineda?
First baseman. I did.
Whoa.
Nice. Who's Jared Wash, Dylan?
He's a first baseman. Last year, he started to get more playing time with the Angels. He should be the everyday this year. And he was really solid in his time last year. And I just, at this point, like I said, upside, like, I know I have a lot of first basemen, but I do think he's probably one of the higher upside people left. So, I can't turn him down.
Also, Adam's mom commented that Dylan fan is Dylan's mom. Sorry, I think that's pretty funny.
I worked and how to get on.
Who we think of pitching?
Oh Jesus! Fuck it. Javier. Yeah, I was gonna say let's get Robbie Ray, and I'm like, no.
Maybe we get Robbie Ray on the turnaround. I mean, it's 220th. I mean, is there anyone else because who else we have? We have a full bench. Yeah,
our bench is pretty.
This is our last round, so anyone that we really want to grab, it's now.
Maybe Paxton.
I think it's ridiculous that Paxton is going this late.
Oh, he might be gone. I queued him up. Oh, no, he's still there.
Yeah, I mean, Paxton, if he bounces back, he's going to be a nice, solid pitcher.
Yeah. Let's just take him.
And Dylan's fan says Dylan should leave just to be safe. So I'm thinking this is Ryan.
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Cool. We're coming down to the end here. We just finished our last pick. Let's go over some teams here. We'll go over our team and go over Dylan's team. And then I know, Tristan, you're in the audience, so we'll go over your team as well.
Hold up. Dylan's picking his final guy here.
Oh.
And he takes Noah Syndergaard. Okay, if he comes back and be as healthy as be good.
Come back, I think, mid-season, so...
So yeah, Dylan, we're gonna read out our team to you, or actually, you can just pull it up on, I think, on your thing there. and take a look at it. But we'll go over it. So I'm pretty happy with our infield. Pretty happy with our infield.
I'm very happy with our outfield. Our bats are really good.
Yeah, our outfield is pretty fucked.
We have 2 Blue Jays on our outfield.
We do have 2 Blue Jays on our outfield. That could be okay. I'm not usually a fan of like stacking. Like I like to diversify, but I do think that they're solid players in their own right. So I think that's really good, and I love having Yastrzemski and Rhys Hoskins chilling in the utility like that.
And then off the bench, like with Rosario, Cronenworth, and Donaldson, just lots of upside and solid play there.
What I really like about that too is the fact that we have somebody at every single position on our bench. Yeah. You know, like that's great because if we run into an injury or if a game gets postponed, somebody can come and step in.
What do you think, Dylan? What do you think about our batters?
Yeah, I think it's really solid. I mean, I love Will Smith. Like, he's probably my favorite catcher this year, especially with where he's being drafted. There, and then you can't go wrong with any of the guys that you have, right? Like, Acuna is probably going to be the first or second overall guy this year. I really like, honestly, Hoskins at 139 is a really good pick just because I had him last year, and he's a guy who's going to hit a decent amount of home runs. He walks a ton, and he's just a solid guy to have. And you're utility a lot too.
Yeah, and he's still got upside too. The kid is still young. We may not have seen the best from Rhys Hoskins yet, which is cool. And then, what do you think about our pitching, bro?
Just taking a look here. I love Giolito and Woodruff. Those guys are so solid. They could easily be, like, obviously Woodruff could be a number 1 on any other fantasy team. Those 2 are really solid. Relief pitching is, I guess Will Smith kind of scares me a little just because you never know. He's a guy who doesn't have that cemented role.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I really like Berrios. He's another solid pitcher. Honestly, it's a solid pitching. I don't think it's like a standout pitching that'll win you, but with your bats, I think it's enough to win a league.
Yeah. I think that your pitching, like we're gonna get to your team in a sec. I think that your pitching is a standout pitching. Yeah. I think that our pitching's good.
I think I like our pitching. Like obviously we don't have like rock solid studs like 4 or 3. Like we have 2 solid studs. 3 could be good, and then from here out it's just like hoping for upside, which is what you got to do at this point. And also with the relief pitching, like I do like Jansen and Will Smith again. Yeah, I don't really know much about him, but if during the whole season, we're going to find that there's going to be relief pitchers who are going to be put into closing positions that no one expected. So what we would do is early on try and find those guys and take them off the free agent wire early.
Yeah, we'd be scouring the wire for those relief pitchers for sure. That'd have to be what we're looking at. And for you, I think you'd be scouring the wire for some shortstops.
Ooh, yeah. So Dylan, tell us about your team. What do you like?
Well, I'm in love with my pitching. My pitching is, I didn't think I was going to come in and go pitching heavy, but when the opportunity to get Bieber in the second round comes up, you can't really pass it down.
No, you can't. You can't.
So I think my pitching is extremely solid. I mean, having guys like, Bundy as like my 5th pitcher is great. 5th or 6th pitcher.
Oh yeah.
I do like the middle of my lineup. My infield definitely needs some work in terms of shortstop, but I can put Torres as my shortstop, and then
that is true.
As my utility. So
it's not you can move it around that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, and what's good too is I always find if I'm gonna skimp out on a position, I want it to be a position that's deep where people can emerge. There is a lot of good shortstops around nowadays, and I feel like they're always popping up. Same with outfielders as well. Like these are people that emerge as the season progresses, and I feel like if you were to play it well with the waiver wire, you'd probably be able to find somebody. Because I'm looking at your team right now, and if you were to pick up an outfielder, then you could rearrange stuff and have Torres as your shortstop, and just do some good stuff there to make it all work. So.
Yeah, and I mean, my plan would be to put Syndergaard on my IL and then pick up an outfielder and do some rearranging.
Yeah, absolutely.
So does anybody want us to look at their team? I know that Tristan likes when we look at it. So
let's take a look.
Go to Tristan's team, Dylan, and then we'll take a look at what this is. So You want to start?
Oh, yeah. So Perez, love Perez. He's a solid guy. Voit, love. McNeil, love. Chapman's interesting. Good player on the field. For fantasy, he is around where you would draft him. He's got decent upside. Seager, absolutely love. Betz and Harper is
Jesus
awesome.
Christ. Actually, that whole outfield, even Byron Buxton as your third is really nice, man. And Mookie Betts and Bryce Harper both have, top 10 potential.
Yeah. You got Tommy Edman as well. Tommy Edman could, if anything were to happen, let's say to like Chapman, you could put him there. Jeff McNeil as well, so third base eligibility. David Fletcher, I like David Fletcher. Santander, loved it. You got a lot of bench bats. So and Derek Fisher, the meme, love it.
Yeah,
love that.
Love the meme, bro. Let's take a look at the pitching.
Yeah,
he totally did that for the meme.
Love it. Absolutely.
Okay, well, your 1 and 2 is great. Even your third is really great with Kyle Hendricks.
Nice.
I feel like Kyle Hendricks is just like across the board solid for ERA. He's not going to get blown up.
Yeah,
he might not like win you your league or anything, but he will be like a top 100 player.
Yeah,
which is kind of what you're looking for sometimes at that third spot. Sixto Sanchez, I think, has some upside. You got Alex Colomb in the pitching spot. That's interesting. If saves were worth a lot, then I would like that a lot.
Yeah, because you also got Josh Hader and Dustin May. Dustin May isn't a relief pitcher, but he could play. The reason why he split is because he could be a starting pitcher if they need to be. He's opened up some games for LA. I don't know how long he's going to go into the games to warrant getting like a W. It all depends on what kind of league you're in, whether it be category or points league.
Right.
But I would say if I were to do anything, just near the end of the draft, just try to balance out your bench bats and your pitchers, because right now you do have good solid pitchers. You just probably need a couple more starting pitching depth,
like a bit more upside. But I would say though, Tristan, I think that this is like, because you've been in all our mock drafts, I'd say that this is probably the best team that I've seen from you like so far, man. So
your lineup's really good. You can do some damage with this team in a fantasy league for
sure. Yeah, there's definitely some solid upside there, bro, which is elite.
What do you think about Tristan's team, Dylan?
Yeah, I really like it's balanced. Like, it's just a balanced team with like really solid pitching and solid bats. And I mean, the outfield is loaded. Like, that's a scary outfield. Like, anybody would like to have that outfield. And then like you made a good point about like right now, like if you had some pitchers who had days off, like you wouldn't be able to sub any other pitcher into that spot. So I'd say get a couple more pitchers just to kind of get a couple more starts in, because they might not be a great pitcher, but if they can get you 10, 15 points, that helps.
Yeah.
In the end, though, I think my guy had to go with his heart.
Yeah.
Pick up Derek Fisher.
You got to go with that amazing upside. That guy's ceiling could be, really, really high. I really hope he doesn't pull an Urshela and actually be good.
Dude, I don't think I could ever will myself to say that Derek Fisher is good. Even if he comes out and smashes like 40 dingers and he's sitting on the free agency, I just don't think I could actually pick him up. Like, I've burned that bridge.
It would hurt, because once you pick him up, it's like he's going to immediately start sucking.
Yeah, you already know it.
Oh my God.
Damn.
And I mean,
but a very good team. Very good team, Tristan.
Yeah, we like it, man. We like it. Is there anyone else that was in this draft that wants us to take a look at their team?
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else is in this in the live right now that was in the draft.
Yo,
if I'm not mistaken.
Also, Dylan, we got a comment here from Dylan fan saying, "Is Dylan just as bad at fantasy baseball as he is at football? Are you just as bad at fantasy baseball as you are at fantasy football?"
No, I'm actually very good at fantasy baseball. I enjoy it. I don't want to take any questions about fantasy football. It was a rebuilding year. But I'm speaking to Ryan. He's in basketball, so he can't really say too much.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will say as well, Dylan, you are very good at fantasy baseball. You do have a good understanding of how things work, trends, everything like that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I like your mock drafted team here a little bit better than ours. I think that it's got such the pitching. Like, I'd say that your bats are kind of around the exact same as ours. But you have like the pitching, the fact that you managed to get some of those guys. I've been finding that my favorite spot to draft is right around where you were, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Pick up one of those elite top 3 pitching guys, and just like put that foundation there, and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice spot because then you have the option in the second round to go with an elite bat or double up on pitching.
Yeah.
I would agree. All right. So, guys, thank you, everyone, for joining our live today. Every week, we're going to be doing a live stream either with a YouTuber or grabbing someone from our team forcefully to come on and do a live draft with us. So, Dylan was today's contestant. Thank you, Dylan, for coming on, taking your Sunday night and joining us.
Any thoughts? Any leaving thoughts? Any exiting thoughts right now, man?
Honestly, just keep doing mock drafts. You got to keep improving. Everybody's got to keep practicing. I mean, baseball is a month away. Real drafts got to start soon.
Yeah, a month away.
So everybody keep doing mock drafts. You got to get ready. And thanks for having me on, boys. I appreciate it.
All right, well, you heard it there first from the betting master, Dylan Prue. Thanks a lot for coming on, dude. We will be doing these every Sunday, like you said. And, guys, thank you for watching.
Go Jays, go!
Go Jays, go!